Hey y'all, so here's another person's perspective of the hookup culture, which I've been talking about for years and years and years, and how people don't care about you. They only care about what you can offer them in the bed. That is the biggest priority. Your genitals are considered a person, and you are considered nothing. And as weird and as twisted and as bizarre as that sounds, that's exactly right. Your face, your voice, your mouth, what your ideas, how you feel is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Quit laughing. It's not funny. um, you don't matter. You don't matter. If you are a woman, you are considered body parts. How dare you have an opinion? Shut up and spread. Some women treat men like that. You're just a package. All right. And they care about your muscles and your wang, and that's pretty much it. So everybody's pretty much treating everybody else like parts to please me. That's it. You're not a human being. And what that's going to do over a period of time, first of all, let's talk about society. And I'll try to remember to put the link in the description, or the description of the video in the description. And you don't have to type it in, just hit the microphone icon thing and talk it, especially if it's a long title. But yeah, you're not relevant. And people also were following what everybody else is doing. They're following what society is doing. Society is comprised of a lot of idiots. So if you're following behind them, you need to check yourself. Don't be following behind what everybody else is doing, because a lot of those people have STDs. They ain't going to talk about that. They just going to make it seem like you just jump off everybody. Jump on, jump off, and it's fun, fun, fun. It's just nothing but fun. And there's major repercussions. And there's going to be, I've talked about this for years now, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And those of us who value people for more than what's in their underwear, we find ourselves isolated because nobody else around us is on that page. Nobody else is on that page. They're all about fun. I'm gonna tell you what a guy told me. He's married and he's in a he's a he's a swinger. Him and his wife are swingers. She'd been with men and women. He's been with mostly women. He's watched her get her groove on, and he really gets off on it and that kind of thing. Hey, whatever floats your boat. And so far as his fun with other people, his mentality is, you are a roller coaster. He's said it multiple times. I jump on, I have a good time. I jump off, no feelings. You just had a good time, and that's the extent of it. I don't want to be anybody's roller coaster. I will pass on all of that, but thanks anyway. Thanks anyway. So I'm going to read you. The name of the video is. Hold on, let me see here. Modern dating is just hookup culture, and it's getting embarrassing, is the name of the video. And I'm going to read you some of the comments. This is from Gloria. She says, I hate this modern dating. Dating used to be fancy dinners, getting along, knowing each other slowly, and more. But now it's just, I just met you, let's hook up. And when you want a real relationship and not just a hookup, you were, quotation marks, bad at dating, asking for too much, and many more. Lord, what is happening with this generation? And she got 2.4 thousand likes. I'd rather stay a virgin forever than give my body to someone who wants nothing to do with the real me. There you go. That sounds like a dangerous game to play. STD, being abused or worse, and unwanted pregnancy, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually wounded. Women are finally getting it. You don't reward men only care about screwing. They don't care about nothing else. That's their first and primary goal. However, if he has any maturity about him at all, which good luck, he will want to get to know you as a human being. I know of guys who waited to have sex with their wife um, after they were married. It wasn't his choice because he's horny, right? And they lack self-control, but he waited until they got married because he wanted her in his life, and he knew that she was his person. So they waited. He wasn't thrilled, but he survived it. Ma'am, when you mentioned soul ties, I lost my husband 4 years ago, and for me, he's irreplaceable on that level. I actually felt like I'd been ripped in half when he died. I'm so turned off by everyone and everything currently. The world is crazy right now. That's exactly how I feel. Exactly how I feel. I was so confused when I started dating and men expected sex immediately, capital letters. I'd always leave. I complained to my friend that I was struggling to find a boyfriend, and my friend told me, well, girlfriends have sex. Basically saying if I want a boyfriend, I have to have sex with them so that he'll want to date me. What in the hell? I'm thinking of just staying single. You know, that guy that said that to her is typical male speak. You know, let him joyride you, and then maybe he'll consider a relationship with you afterwards. That's backwards as fuck. God dang. Because we weren't made for this, it always leads to destruction of the body and soul. And that's what I was going to say a little while ago. All of this running around acting like you have no sexual self-control at all, at all, at all, has repercussions. People are going to go into a dark depression. There have been people who have ended themselves because being ghosted and treated like shit, which is the norm nowadays, has taken its toll, and the person gets to thinking that they're not worth anything because of how they've been treated. Next thing you know, they take themselves out. All of this behavior has repercussions, and people are too stupid to pay attention to that. This just made me feel so validated for not participating in hookup culture when all my friends are. Mm-hmm. Okay. Stop yawning. God. People are afraid to be vulnerable. They see the falling in love as and romance as cringe, and in fear of cringe, they reject authenticity and genuine compassion because, again, feeling anything is quotation marks, not it. What should be cringe is you fucking everybody. And in some cases, not using protection. HIV is cringe. Herpes is cringe. Any STD is cringe. Okay? Keeping your legs shut and your drawers on is not cringe. Society also pushed people to have kids, have kids, have kids. Be fruitful and multiply. I wasn't going to be a single mother because most men out here ain't worth shit. And I knew that from a young age. So why in the hell would I listen to idiots in society telling me to have kids, have kids, have kids? How many women want to be a single mother because that motherfucker ain't going to stick around 9 times out of 10? And you could be struggling by yourself. Where in any of that should I have broke my neck to lay down with somebody and get pregnant? You must be out of your goddamn mind. Okay, sex ain't casual. It never has been, and it never will be, no matter how much people try to justify it as such. Excuse me. Exactly. Screwing is as casual as shaking hands, and it's just really, oh my God, took the beauty completely out of it. When you love somebody, it took the beauty completely out. I never felt pressured to be a part of hookup culture because it's weird and far from empowering. That's why everyone's so lonely and disconnected, constantly chasing temporary pleasure. Thank you. Somebody said it. We are humans. We need to connect, not objectify each other. Hello. So nice to hear someone else say what I think. Oh, this feels so refreshing and validating. That's why I'm still a virgin. I don't understand why people settle for chasing random hookups instead of something genuine. Bingo. That after feeling being described sounds like the feeling of being used. Situationships also ruin so many women's well-being. We thought we were in a relationship, but the man takes forever to make it official while he gets all the boyfriend benefits. You damn Skippy. You are a jump off. That's all you are. He jumps on, he has fun, he jumps off. He doesn't give a shit about you or anything else. Does anyone else feel so lonely in this modern dating era? All I want is to have a family with a man and we love each other. That's the bare minimum. Why is this so hard now? Because people don't care about anything. Just instant pleasure. Empathy is disappearing. Real connections are taken for granted. And the wrong and weird is being normalized. This is a mess. Oh my God. This comment section under this video is everything. I'm religious and waiting until marriage, and when I tell you it is isolating, capital letters, it is. It is isolating. Nobody else is doing that. Everybody's fucking. and it's just really sad that we've reduced ourselves to body parts in order to feel like we're being validated. It's just gross. Even other dudes who say they believe the same thing would try to make out with you the very first date, which I get isn't sex, but the whole point is I don't want to jump into physical stuff. I want to know you first. I want to know you want me for my personality and who I am, not my body or using me for some pleasure. It's getting, capital letters, exhausting. You can't avoid sex in any sort of media either, except literal kids shows or books. And as an adult, I'd very much appreciate adult content that doesn't just mean a bunch of sex or innuendo. Adult life is more than just sex. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you so much. Damn, I'm 34 and I've been with the same dude since I was 15. It wasn't anything religious or whatever. We just love each other a whole lot. I never felt like I missed out on anything being with him for almost 20 years. It just makes me want 20 more. The guy at 29 seconds, I guess, really pissed me off. Since when is being normal and not seeking to give it up to anyone a bad thing? Hookup culture is disgusting. The answer is no. No, I have not had a trashy hookup ever that's dangerous and nasty. Thank you. As a 24-year-old woman who's never been in a relationship, there is not an ounce in my soul that wants to just hook up with a bunch of randos. I hate it like I'm searching for my person, but this generation, it feels almost impossible. Ugh. I'm glad to see a lot of people are feeling the same way I've been feeling for eons. It's just, I don't know. The world is just drenched in using other people. That's what gets people hot, and I can't handle it. 30 years old, glad I grew up when the internet first became a thing. Don't see how anyone is getting butterflies and feeling smitten over someone calling them little or fine. The bar is below hell. Okay. I dislike situationships with a passion. It's so dumb because someone always gets hurt unless the two of them are detached enough. One of them will always get mad that they aren't exclusive. Anyways, recently found you and I'm so happy YouTube recommended your videos to me because I love them so much. Hookup culture is insane to me because from my experiences, I would tell people from the gate that I'm looking for commitment, and then they lie to my face about their intentions. Yup. Many people who hook up do it for the thrill and are willing to lie about their wants for commitment. So there would be silly me, 1 to 2 months wasted on a person who wanted to see if I would fold. It's a damn shame. As an asexual, I'm with you. What happened to relationships where there's a genuine connection, quality time, partners treating each other to either fancy dinners or home cooked meals, giving gifts from the heart instead of giving gifts to shut your partner up? And hear this, communication. What happened to all that? It's gone. No one values other people. They just, nobody, like I said, you're walking, talking sex toy. That's all you are. That's the thing. Life has gotten so sexual, it's impossible to escape from. As a girl, the pressure is intense, and I've seen, even from men's point of view, how pressurizing it is to give up something so pure. The world is crazy. I have no problem with people safely exploring their sexuality and dating options, but the normalization of having a hoe phase has done irreparable damage, especially to young women. Casual sex isn't for everyone, and I wish people would be more honest about the trauma it can cause. Thank you. Tell it, girl. Thank you so much for what you do and having these difficult conversations, because people will swear you are being a pick me or judgy for pointing harmful effects of this casual sex whole culture. I especially hate how it went from women shamed for wanting sex to women shamed for not wanting sex. Ooh, ooh. Sexual liberation for women is about us having agency to do what we want, set boundaries, not being pressured one way or the other, consent, etc. The objectification so prevalent in eras like the 2000s is still there, but now it's framed as empowering because women are agreeing to being sexualized despite there being so much pressure to be desirable and being okay with being objectified. I was with someone ages ago. I liked his naive behavior. It matched mine. Then he discovered adult movies, and overnight his behavior changed. It was disturbing and weird. It was the end of our relationship. The thing of it is, they're addicted to, a lot of them, men, are addicted to those adult movies, but the thing of it is, that's not real. It's acting. Why are you attaching yourself? And real life doesn't look nothing like that. Okay? That's an acting set with a director and a writer, and it's like a TV show. You wouldn't try to make your life be like a TV show, so why are you doing that with adult movies? That shit ain't real. The hell? People are really, they're sick. Thank you. Finally, someone calling it out. Sex in movies, books, video games, etc. It's so annoying to me. It never does anything for the story and always feels like a filler to distract from the lack of writing skill. Girl, try being in your 40s and still dealing with this. At some point, you just go numb and decide to be alone. Exactly. Was in a situationship on and off for a year and it ruined me. I kept walking away, and each time he would reel me back in with false promises, i.e., I want a relationship, just to turn around and tell me that he didn't want that. If you're in this type of situation, get out of it while you can before it warps reality and leaves you empty. Haven't talked to him in a year and I feel so much better. This person's an atheist. We're not going to go there. I've read enough of that on Hinge to last me a lifetime. This one is way too long. It took me way too long to love my body. Ain't no way I'm letting another person in that temple of mine without the proper offerings, ceremonies, and paperwork. If you want to spend time in my temple, you also have to take care of it, not just a short prayer. You got to stay. I've been this way for ages. I'm 56, and almost every single man who's hit on me in the past 25 years was just looking for someone to go home with. And no, I don't dress provocatively or hang out at bars. Hard pass. Yeah, you don't have to reveal any body parts at all. They just know that you're a woman, and if they're into women, that's good enough for them. So it used to be, and it still is to some degree, if you were advertising your body, you were wanting somebody to jump on it. Well, now, you just being a woman is enough to be hunted. It don't matter what you wear. You could wear a potato sack, and they still have a fantasy in their head of ripping it off of you and doing crazy things. Because intimacy is there to strengthen your emotional connection with the person. If it's not there, emptiness is left. Being nonchalant, becoming a form of self preservation is another problem. I'm extremely chalant, and it's killing me internally. Hmm. This is why I'm not interested in dating. The tough is that many people act right, but you don't hear from them because they spend very little time on social media. You are way too normal. I don't trust you. What? I'm sorry. What? That's what a guy said on the video. He made a comment that if you haven't, had random sex with people, something's wrong with you. You're too normal and I don't trust you, which means we won't trust you either because that's a stupid, twisted mentality. Anyway, moving right along. To everyone reading this, you are so, so incredibly precious. Regardless of the experiences you have had in the past, please treat yourself with the love and respect you deserve going forward. No one has a right to your body, and only those who truly value you should ever have that privilege. They don't value us anymore. People are not valuing. Like I said, we're in a microwavable society. I have to have pleasure now. Press the beep, press the button. I have to have what I want now. And it's just, I think the world is too far gone to change for the better. That's what I think. Anyway. Really wish there was an app for people that really want serious relations. I bet some would lie. She means relationships. I bet some would lie, but it would help to cast out the people that don't want to commit and easier for the rest of us that are struggling to meet new people in the real world. The biggest fakes are online, so there's no app that's going to be magically filled with, you know, um, genuine people. That would never happen. Oh, shoot. I'm a man, and my sister always goes out with her friends and always tells me how men would try to hit on her and her friends expecting for sex. It honestly disgusts me how disrespectful men are today. I always felt like I was left out because I just don't see the point of the hookup culture and know that it is a toxic ideology. Respecting other people's boundaries and decisions is not that hard at all, yet some men just don't know what the word no means. This generation is screwed. I really appreciate that a man put his commentary in there because he's seeing it for what it is and he's getting it from the perspective of his sister and her friends and how they get treated. And it's puzzling to him because he doesn't act like that, regardless of every other guy around him acting that way. He's not going to do that. And I have a lot of respect for that. Um, it's been like this for a while now. Sadly, us millennials grew up on sex in the city that made that kind of lifestyle glamorous. I'm glad I never felt the need to emulate that. And now that even though as an early 20s girls, Carrie's lifestyle seemed fabulous. Now that I recently rewatched the show, I immediately saw Charlotte was the most normal one for trying to find something real. She's got a long one, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. Honestly, as a woman, I'll never let a stranger get inside me because, I don't know, maybe he could harm me. It is so hard to understand for me. Maybe I'm just closed minded. She's not closed minded. She's just one of the rare birds that doesn't act stupid. Nah, the guy who said he doesn't trust people who haven't had at least one hookup, sorry, not sorry, but I don't care for screwing a random person I barely know. Thanks for telling me that I need to stay away from the majority of my generation if I don't want an STI. Ooh. And the guy that said that, in the video, he said, if you haven't had several hookups, I don't trust you. You're too normal and I don't trust you. He's also gay. You could tell by the way he talks, and there's a lot of gay men who are 1000% highly, highly, highly promiscuous. So, and him saying that basically is telling the whole world that he humps the whole world. Yeah, we gotta stay the hell away from you big time. But he's not interested in women, he's interested in men. And like I said, men, whether they're straight or not, are extremely promiscuous. It's just gross. When my fiance and I started dating 4 years ago, it was so unlike any dating experience I'd ever had until that point. Everything felt super easy. I was never in a position where I had to ask what we were. Mm. Meanwhile, my single friends are complaining about guys just wanting to hook up and or secretly have multiple girls on the side because dating apps and social media makes it so easy to find a hookup. I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to say something about that. Okay, so basically, okay, let me turn this. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
A bubble mask uses unique tech to cleanse and moisturize. It also removes aging keratin and revives
Hold
blood
on a
color.
minute. I'm sorry that was loud, y'all. Sorry. So, wow. Wow. You know, it never feels good to be used. It never feels good to be used. And if somebody is talking, oh, I know what I was going to say. Yeah, it never feels good to be used. I asked a lady, and I told you guys about this. I asked a lady, what made you choose, how did you find your husband, or how did you know he was the one? And she said the same thing that person just said. It was easy. We were extremely comfortable with each other. We talked about everything, and I felt safe with him. I felt safe. That's the key right there. That's the key. The relationship flowed naturally, organically. A person who wants to be in a serious relationship and or married, they date with intention. They date with intention. You never have to question, is this person serious about me? Are they using me? Is he gonna call me tomorrow? You know, like I said before, when you look at certain professions, those guys are married because number one, it looks good on paper. Let's just put the meat and taters on the table. It looks good if you're married. Doctors, you're not going to find any single doctors. Very rare, unless they're students in medical school. Doctors, lawyers, police officers, judges, professors in college. Almost every profession, especially the higher up you are married. You know why? Because those guys are dating with intention. They're not hooked up in the hookup culture, and I'm gonna, knock your boots, as we used to say back in the day. I'm gonna knock your boots, and then I'm not gonna call you for another week or two. People who date with intention, you will always know where you stand. And if they want to marry you, and let me explain you something, girls, ladies, listen carefully. If you don't hear nothing else I ever say, you need to hear this. A man knows within months if he wants you for a lifetime. Within months, and that comes from men out of their own mouths. They know within months. So those of y'all that are giving these dudes 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, and you ain't got no commitment, you wasted a lot of your goddamn life away. You're wasting your life. You give him 6 months to a year. Tops. If he's still on the fence, oh, I don't know. He can't make up his mind if he wants you. You should know within 6 months. You should know within 6 months. Stop wasting time for 8, 10, 12, 20 years with no commitment. And some people are happy to be in a situationship indefinitely. They're so used to this person, and that person's so used to them, that they don't have any intention of ever taking it further than a situationship, long-term situationship. Y'all go ahead and waste your life like that. I'm not, no, I'm not playing with you. And if guys were smart, they would know that Miss Spreadaholic spreads for everybody. You ain't special. She's spreading for everybody. You ain't special. You just another number. It's just your turn. It's just your turn. Okay? Men who want to be married, for example, long-term relationship, marriage, they date with intention. They don't waste your time. They don't play games. You always know where you stand. You don't have to send him texts and have long on the phone conversation with him. Well, how do you feel about me? We've been together a few months. Do you care about me? Do you want to date for a few more months? Do you see this going long term? No, baby, no, baby, no, baby, no, baby. If he is dating with intention, he is going to keep you in the loop. He's not going to lay on his ass and watch Netflix. He's gonna, and maybe he'll call you and maybe he won't. And if you call him, he sounds slightly irritated because he was watching TV. Anybody who does that, fuck you. Fuck you. Next. Don't waste your time with these fools. Don't waste your goddamn time. Life is short. Do not waste your freaking time with losers and people that are lazy so-called daters. They're extremely lazy and unmotivated. Don't waste your freaking time with them. Next time you go to your doctor, see if they're married. I guarantee you they are, because they date with intention. I know of a guy who, he's a lawyer, and the young lady was a paralegal. And he became interested in her. A lot of people who work together, get involved with each other. And she wasn't going to make it easy for him. She's like, why should I go out with you? Give me a reason, And he laid it out. I don't remember what he said. He told me what he said. But he's a lawyer. He considered it a challenge. She's not going to make it easy. Okay, we could go out. No, tell me why I should date you. And he laid it on the line and told her. And he wasn't lying, okay? Because anybody could tell you anything. He wasn't lying. They're married and they're happy as they could be. They travel all the time. They go places. They do things together. They're very happy together. But again, he dated with intention. She did not make it easy for him. She didn't go, oh, wow, you chose me. Yay. She's like, oh, wait a second. You give me a reason why I should go out with you. Don't just hand them, and I've said this before. Men like, okay, let me correct that. Real men want a challenge. I don't mean be a bitch, okay? Don't. Real men want a challenge. Why do you think they get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to head to the woods in the freezing cold? They're losing sensation in their hands and their feet to get a deer. Because when he gets that deer, he feels extremely proud of himself for all the effort, all the sacrifice and effort that he did to get that deer. He don't want you killing the deer and dropping it on his doorstep. That will not give him the same thrill. He wants to work for it. Dudes nowadays don't want to work for it. Even animals in the wild, I'm on a roll. Animals in the wild will do anything to prove to the female, you want me to sire your babies. Because this dude right here, I'm going to kick his ass right in front of you. Because I'm going to let you know that I'm stronger of the two of us, and I'm the one you want to have your, to sire your children, your babies. Males will fight each other in the wild any day of the week, and I'm talking vicious fighting. I'm not saying humans should do the same. All I'm saying is, males in the wild have no problem proving how interested they are in the female. I don't remember the type of bird, but I was laughing. He made an elaborate nest. I'm talking like a condo to impress her. And he was strutting and dancing and had his feathers going. And he was just like, look at this elaborate home I built for us. And he was dancing and strutting. She looked. She tilted her head to the side like, okay, that's cool. And she flew away. I was like, oh, damn, that's cold. But the bottom line is, he didn't have no problem showing her, see what I made for you? There's a fish that makes intricate designs in the sand with his body to impress the female. I mean, this looks like a work of art. And he takes a lot of time to make that design in the sand to show her, look at me. I'm trying to impress you, baby, because I want you. Human men, nowadays, they have downgraded from humans to dollar store quality. And they have an attitude. I don't have to prove nothing. Now shut up and bend over. I mean, that's their mentality nowadays. There's no decent quality out there. And the same with women. Women are hoes. Women are showing all their behind and everything else online. There have been some women that have showed off their body on purpose, trying to attract men. See how big my butt is? It's a caboose. And that can attract the wrong kind of guy. That will attract stalkers. And that person may come after you and end you. That has happened too. You don't have to advertise your wares. Your personality is not in your backside. Okay? But you're wearing skimpy clothes and tight pants and you're advertising. You're basically saying, this is all I have to offer. Even if that's not true, that's the impression you're giving, and it's going to attract the wrong type of person. So be careful with that. All right? Love you guys. Take care.